Welcome back, friends and fiends, for another show. Dare I call it a show? More like exposing other people's shows. Um, Today, we have something special. Mark Carney is at it, doing his duty. Um, so I've called today's show the Carnival. Carnival comes to Tumbler Ridge. That's in BC, British Columbia, not Canada, Columbia. A funny name. Let's start with names, as I like to do. Tumbler Ridge. Would you like to tumble from a ridge, a mountain ridge? It is at the foot of the Rockies, I suppose, the Cordillera. Well, it's an invitation. Sounds like Suicide Ridge, Tumbler Ridge. Very small town of 2,500 people, apparently dependent on mining. They've had a shooting there. Another one, yes. A trans boy who transmuted into a girl, 18 years old, by the name of Jesse Root Salar. Doesn't sound like a normal name. The spelling is a bit strange. Root is proper English spelling. Selar, Selar. Not sure what that is. But yeah, the root cellar. Someone from below. How low can we go into the root cellar? Well, maybe it's a real name. Mine is nothing to brag about. Let's have a listen to the Mark Carney show with credits to CBC here.
This morning, families in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, woke to a different world. This morning, families in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, woke to a different world. Parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters began this day as their first day on earth without someone they loved dearly. What happened has left our nation in shock, and all of
the emotion is just pouring out of his pores. Amazing. These ardent fellows, big-hearted fellows. He's trying to be, is he trying even? Really, he's reading from a script. Spontaneous and natural as that. Must glance down every once in a while. Probably didn't write the script himself. Of course not. These crime ministers can't do anything for us.
of us in mourning. 9 people killed. More than 25 others injured. Some still in hospital fighting for their lives.
The images are noticeably lacking with this shooting. Are they going to be buried without our seeing them? Will they be buried in a, what we call those special schools in Canada? Residential schoolyard? And then we'll be forbidden from checking the coffins to see if anyone's in there. Surprisingly lacking in photographic video evidence. Even the survivors are hardly being interviewed. Got to keep everything under wraps. Don't give me too much to analyze.
The investigation is ongoing, and we must allow law enforcement the time and space to do their work
The
accordingly.
investigation is ongoing. They've already declared who is responsible. What kind of investigation do we need? We'd like to have an investigation, I'll tell you, into what? Into why an 18-year-old confused about her gender, apparently because didn't like being 6 feet tall, why he hates other children so much that he must kill them. Really, do we have any evidence that they bullied him to the point of torture? Was he just jealous of non-gender confused children? What is the story? It's ridiculous. I'm tired of this silliness of people shooting children instead of politicians and bankers. Not that it would accomplish anything. We need something much more difficult to happen.
Mr. Speaker, as this House knows, Tumbler Ridge is a community of some 2,400 people nestled in the foothills of the Rockies. It is one of the youngest towns in the great province of British Columbia. It's carved out of the wilderness in the 1980s, built on the promise of the resource economy and by the determination of its residents. It's a town.
Determination of its residents. Oh, yes. To survive, yes. The economic hardships of that damned country. People will do just about anything to survive. The extraction, resource, so-called resource economy of Canada supposedly keeps millions alive. I suppose it does. Meanwhile, these hardworking people will collect your taxes and feel sorry for you. Or do they? What won't people do for money? Will they fake a shooting? Would they? I suppose they would. I don't put it past my fellow citizens. Either country I am now, well, nearly.
Of miners, teachers, construction workers, families who have built their lives there, people who have always shown up for each other there.
Shown up for each other there. Yes, Canadians are big on helping each other, loaning money to each other, taking care of each other's elderly. No, we don't outsource that to politicians and teachers. We don't outsource anything. We take care of each other. Not for money, because we love each other.
When wildfires raged, neighbors helped each other pack up and move out of harm's way. They checked in on seniors and those living alone. They made sure that no one was left behind.
No one was left behind. Where did you borrow that phrase from, you turkey? Your friends to the south? Maybe the No Child Left Behind education policy that's working so well there.
When the coal mine shut down, residents supported local businesses. They shared leads for jobs, and they lifted each other up. Mr. Speaker, Tumbler Ridge represents the very best of Canada.
Yes, indeed. That's not putting the rest of Canada down. No, it's the coal miners. Well, people, as I say, people would do just about anything for money, unfortunately. And if no one's getting hurt in faking or staging shootings, why would you even hesitate to help pull the wool over the country's eyes? A harmless little gag with, of course, some ulterior motives the participants might not be aware of. What would be the benefit of staging shootings besides tumbling the entire country into mourning or confusion and um, a waste of emotional energy, keeping people in that frame of mind where they can't analyze and think creatively. They just go about their daily routines and once in a while pretend to feel sorry and get upset about things they don't understand. While they spend most of the day making money, chasing money. The word devastated has been applied more than once to describe Prime Minister Carney's emotional response. You got a good sense of it there from that brief speech in Parliament. He's clearly devastated. It's an interesting word to choose. It's literally very strong. The root, it's physical, it's war, it's destroying other people's place of living, I suppose, laying waste to it, ravaging it. But please note, trivial use and hyperbolic use dates back a good 130 years. Do you think the media knows they are choosing a word that has a history of being used hyperbolically and trivially? Maybe not. Let's have a look at the BBC, the world's best and biggest culprit in the media.
Let's move on now to the tragic events in Canada, because the Prime Minister there, Mark Carney, says he is devastated after 9 people were killed and dozens injured in a shooting in the west of the country. He was clearly emotional as he spoke to journalists.
Clearly emotional, please note. This seems to be in the basement of Parliament.
Parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers in Tumbler Ridge will wake up without someone they love.
Oh, there was a little choking sound there. Without someone they love.
Parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers in Tumbler Ridge will wake up without someone they love. The nation mourns with you.
The whole nation mourns with you. No, people are too busy to mourn, too desensitized perhaps by endless string of tragedies paraded on the news and fed to them in the form of entertainment, too stressed out by economic necessity.
Canada stands by you.
And oh, there was a bit more choking there. Canada stands by you. That's right from the Canadian anthem. We stand on guard for thee. The, I think, was the Queen.
Well, the school is in British Columbia in a rural town called Tumbler Ridge. Police say 6 of those killed were found inside a high school and 1 person died on the way to hospital. The suspect's body was also found at the school. 2 more people were found dead inside a residence nearby. Officials say they know the attacker's identity, but so far have not publicly revealed the name or gender. Alison.
Well, must be a couple days old. It's publicly revealed already. she is shot her himself. So actually 10 people dead in mass. I don't like that word, mass. We're not a mass. Like hunks of meat. Sure, why not just call it a group shooting? I don't know, but not the mass.
Freeman reports.
Students flee the horror of a mass shooting in their school.
Please note all the blood on these students. Yeah.
9 people have been killed and 25 injured in the rural Canadian town of Tumbler Ridge.
An 18-year-old somehow wielding what kind of weapon? A handgun? What? A machine gun to hit over 30 people. That's an achievement when you're surrounded by probably 100, 200 people. They can't all have been hiding under their desks while she was reloading.
Police said the attacker also took their own life. 2 of the victims were found in a house in the town. 1 died on the way to hospital. 6 others died at the school.
Our principal goes throughout the halls and she's saying, people close your...
Well, we get an interesting little interview, talk from one of the survivors, a young man, and his mother at his side. You know, we want to talk about the tragedy that's going on in Canada. When I listened to this,
doors locked down, stuff like that, I thought it was...
When I look and listen to this young man, I mean, there is the tragedy. What's happening to our young people, their vivacity, their life force. Can it be any lower? But to start, the setting here is a bit odd. Someone's planted the flag of British Columbia behind them. Are they in an office? Are they in their home? Maybe neither. He looks like he's just woken up. He looks like he hasn't been outdoors or exercised. He's got maybe eczema. The tone of the voice, and it is so monotone. His lips hardly move. Is there still life in our youth?
A secure and hold and something like that at first, but once things started circulating, we realized how serious it really was, so we all barricaded up the doors.
Wow, that is so monotone and Canadian. Jeez, I've heard other students speak this way. Canadians, yeah, not so much the immigrants.
Some iron tables, and sat in that room for around 2 hours. I was on my phone with my mother the entire time.
Tumbler Ridge has a small population of fewer than 2.5.
Well, just to hear that young man once more, and the utter lack of emotion.
Thought it was a secure and hold.
Not to mention, maybe emotion might not be the right word, but intonation, even the words are being turned into a stream of monotone.
And something like that at first, but once things started circulating, we realized how serious it really was, so we all barricaded up the doors with some iron tables. And
maybe he's just too traumatized to inflect in tone. I don't know. I have my doubts.
That in that room for around 2 hours. I was on my phone with my mother the entire time.
Tumbler Ridge has a small population of fewer than 2,500 people. The shooting has had a profound effect on everyone here.
The people of Tumbler Ridge remain in a state of crisis.
Crisis. Where is that crisis? Is it just vehicles moving around and lights flashing? Where is the crisis? Are we talking about emotional crisis? I have yet to witness it.
Following one of the worst mass shootings in our province's and country's history. This is a devastating day for a close-knit community, and the loss being felt is...
Close-knit community, please don't parade out these euphemisms, lies. Communities are no longer communities. They're hardly close-knit. Neighbors don't know each other. It's enough of this myth of the Canadian community.
Is profound.
We can't imagine what the community is going through.
We can imagine it. We can just watch some of your footage. They're not going through anything because nothing happened. And even if something happened, it's doubtful that they would have the assets to respond emotionally.
But I know it's causing us all to hug our kids a little bit tighter tonight. It makes us think about our kids' safety when they're going to school. We take it for granted. You go to school, you come home safe. And
yeah, they come home safe, and don't forget brainwashed, nice and clean, brain maybe defiled. It's the myth of education.
events like this give us pause.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney said he was devastated, posting on X, "My prayers and deepest condolences."
Prayers indeed. Does this man visit a church? And if he did, would that mean anything to me? No, it's just the lying is a little much, no? Deepest condolences, horrific acts of violence committed by trans people. This is a new trend, of course. I think there's been a few of these lately. Yeah, once these global theater directors get on to a new idea, they can't let go of it. Plane crashes galore a year ago. And we had our satanic music and serial killers 30 decades ago. Then some. We had our Cold War. Before that, I've missed some of the other trends. Gladly. Does anyone understand death anymore when we have to listen to this, and when there's no time to really reflect on it, to pray, and to believe you're going somewhere else, and all innocent people will go to a better place, then you got nothing to cry about. You can shut up and celebrate the eternal and divine justice that will prevail. Mr. Carney, if you would help us think logically, we would all know that. Anyway, enough on the daily news, daily theater for the the world audience now. We have other things to report on, no doubt. I wish everyone a theater-free day. If there's any playing to be done, do it with the children. Don't indulge in deceiving them. There's enough of that going on. Adios. Oh, I did forget something. I must not forget to do this important something. I have some notes first. Yes, the shooting, February 10th. That's the second month. We could play with those numbers and make the number 13 an occult number. The year 2026 adds up to 18. We treat the 0 as a 10 sometimes. And 18 is code for 666. School was located on 180 Southgate Street. We can treat this 0 as a 0. And we have our 666 again. The shooter was 18 years old. Maybe that's it for the notes. And lastly, a little bit of sharing of information. Anyone who enjoys my work, my wit, my irreverence, can find a lot of it in any one of my very large books. And there's a little ordering information, should anyone be interested. Well, enough. The sun is shining, I hope for you too. And let's enjoy the day or night.